really ain't shit wrong, just puffing on some strong out the bone from dusk till dawn. Been kicking shit with that immense Steve J from News Life and Beyond. One of the dopest podcasts out. Do this shit for the love of people and the music, not for the clout. Just sit back and listen to some realism, good folks and good conversations, and just some overall crazy ass situations like Trev the Truth.
Alright, let's go. Alright. Another episode of News Life and Beyond. We're gonna have an interview with my guy Trevor.
What's going on?
He found out that he has stage 4 cancer. On top of that, he just had a brand new baby. So it's a lot of stress to deal with, knowing that you got cancer, don't know how long you'll live, having a baby that might not grow up without a father, and all of the stuff that comes along with it. So let's jump into it and let's get to it.
A lot of stuff.
Right?
A lot of stuff to deal with.
Yo, bro, I'm not gonna lie, when Q first told me that shit, and I'm sorry, but at the cookout, I was telling everybody, yo, I was like, yo, I feel, I don't feel bad for you, but I do feel, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and everybody, my boy Gio, the song with the braids, he said I couldn't stop looking at him, because I felt his pain.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't out of guilt or, like, oh, well, type of, like, poor kids.
Right.
Like, what was Mia? It was just more like, damn, what would I do? You know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing that just gets me about it is, like, I got diagnosed a month before my baby was born, so it's like, if I love my daughter to death, and like I wouldn't change a thing really, but like I kind of would, if I knew I had cancer, I might have not really, went through with trying to have the baby. It's like, obviously I don't want to put, some, little girl in the world with, knowing that she ain't gonna have it bad, you know what I mean? I already feel good, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But before we get into that, let's start with where are you from?
Yeah. I'm from here, like Norwich, Connecticut. I was born here. I spent, 10 years of my life in Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee, because, my parents just decided to move there when I was in high school, so.
We can hear your little accent.
People always talk about I have like an accent, but I don't really hear it. When I went down there, they said I sounded funny because I sounded like I'm from up here, but like I don't really hear it.
Did you grow up with both parents in the household?
Man, like my mom, she made a lot of mistakes. When I was younger, so I was like a foster kid for a long time. But she eventually kind of shaped her life back up. Now she's sober and stuff, and I'm kind of more or less proud of my mom, but now, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't really grow up with both parents for a while. I was like a foster kid. And, my dad, he ended up passing away of the cancer and stuff just a couple of years ago, but like we never really had a good relationship or nothing.
So your dad has the same type of cancer that you have?
It's hereditary, so that's how I got it, yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I got a brother named Troy, but that's on my mom's side. I got a couple of brothers and sisters, on my dad's side that I've never even met, and I just kind of found out about them, like, not too long ago. They're from, like, Minnesota, and I got a lot of stepsisters, and feel like that.
So when you ended up in foster care, was it like a foster home with a bunch of kids? Or?
Yeah, I bounced around a couple of different places, and then eventually, like, my mom's, close friends, Dawn and Dan, they took me in, like, they got their foster license, and they took me in, and, I spent, like, years of my life with them. I still talk to them to this day, so we have a good relationship.
Oh, you're the only foster kid they had?
Yeah.
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 Do they have any kids of their own?
No. And, I think that's a little bit why they kind of wanted to take me in. I don't think they have kids. I really don't even know, like, how exactly that is for them. I don't really know, but.
I made it work that way.
Yeah. I never really asked the questions like that,
Yeah.
Now, was your mom on drugs or alcoholic?
She was, she was on drugs. She was you know, he's real bad alcoholic though. And you know, my brother Troy, he's like, you know, way older than me. My mom had him when she was 16, and she had me when she was 37. So my brother Troy, he's like, you know, 10 or 50 years old, but he was like a real bad influence on my mom. You know, just like, like once he got older, you know, he was just trying to do drugs and shit all around my mom. My mom was just kind of feed into it. They just kind of played each other's playing, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like they was both bad influence on each other, you know.
That's wild. You don't hear something like that all the time. Like, oh, my kid got me on drugs or alcohol.
Well, it's because my my mom was a kid when she had my brother, so like they kind of grew up together in a sense, you know what I mean.
Was you in your kid?
She was 16, she was 16 when she had my brother Troy, but she was 37 when she had me. So, and I had a nephew, you know, my brother Troy's son, Timmy. He's literally 6 months younger than me.
I had a friend who, his nephew was older than him,
Yeah.
and he was uncle. It was funny. They would grow up calling each other uncle and stuff, and he's like older than him. No. I'm like, where did you go to school at?
I went to Plainfield High School here. You know, I went to all one of the schools in Connecticut.
So you lived up this way?
Yeah, I lived here for a little while, a couple years, and then right before I moved to Tennessee. I went to Northwest High School out there in Tennessee. That's where I graduated from. They kind of like kicked me out just for not showing up. So I ended up doing like virtual high school, and that's how I got like my diploma and shit. But that kind of all worked out for the better because I graduated like 6 months early and shit. Didn't have to go to school. I didn't like school. It wasn't that I didn't like it. I just like I didn't go. I don't know. Didn't feel like I guess I was just a badass big time school and not doing things. Just hung out, kicked it. I used to skateboard a lot. Thought I was only hop. Made stupid choices. But like at least I graduated. So a lot of people can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like if I put my mind to it, and really try out the school, I probably could have did good things academically and shit. Like I played football and shit. That's when I really like tried to actually stay in school, play football and stuff.
Yeah. Did your foster parents stay on you about school? Did they just let you do what you wanted to do?
Well, when I was with them, I was younger, a little bit younger. Like I had eventually moved back in with my mom, my dad, shit like that. But like my dad, my theory care, my mom, she was like too late to be prepared, and then the foster parents, they made me go to school and stuff like that. But I was, I think when I left them, I was about 12 or 13, and that's when I had went back with my father, and that was here in Plainfield, and that's when I really started just fucking up different schools.
Why did you want to move back with your parents?
Um, I really never had a relationship with my dad, so I kind of just wanted to, I kind of wanted to try to, see if I could, he was willing to take me in, instead of me continuing to be with foster parents and shit, so I kind of just figured I'd do that. So I kind of regret it now, like I still talk to like my foster parents, like I said, so I kind of regret that now. Like I feel like if I stayed with them, I probably would have had a little bit better of a, upbringing.
Yeah. Kids make that mistake, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, sometimes I feel the same way, with like one of my kids, say, but you have to go where you want to be loved at, you know what I'm saying? Where you want the parents good to you.
Oh yeah, they was like, man, they were great people. They own businesses down there in Groton, like they own dorm diners down there in Groton. I don't know if you've ever seen that place or whatever, but they had money, they were just all around good people. They really were. I mean, I'm more than grateful for them.
How did they feel when you wanted to go back with your parents?
I'm sure they kind of felt some type of way about it, but I feel like they understood. You know what I mean? I feel like they still, kind of have some kind of, resentment or something like towards before that. But at the end of the day, I feel like they get it. Yeah,
Do they support you still, like not financially, but
Nah,
like,
they definitely, support me, what I do, and all the decisions I make in life and shit, they come to the hospital when I'm, going through my cancer stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So, and,
When did you start getting into music?
I started making music probably like when I was like 16, but I didn't really like start recording myself and like taking it seriously, until like a buddy of mine died and came to Will. He got hit by like a drunk driver and it's kind of like more or less his dream to make the music, and like I used to fuck around with him doing it. Once he died, I felt like I had like an obligation to keep making music.
What kind of music you make?
Just hip hop, rap music. It's like, Mac Miller, like Lil Peep type shit. It's, melodic Beach Boy type shit, kind of shit, stuff like that. I go by the artist name Trev the Truth. Like that, like Trev the Truth, but Trev the Truth.
You got your music out there
On all platforms.
on platforms?
Yep, I just had a song. It has about 100,000, listens on TikTok. It's Under the Radar, by me and my boy Scott. His name's Toxin. He goes by the little artist name. But yeah, I got a couple 100,000 listens on TikTok. The analytics, I ain't looked at them today.
I'll look it up. Where am I? What's your name on TikTok?
It's Trev the Truth. And it's capital T, so TREV, and all the T's are capitalized. I don't know.
Is it like a black and white picture?
Yeah, that might be an older profile. I don't have.
No, hold on. Yeah, I got it. 50 users.
Yeah,
That's some.
yeah. You might have to
Go down some.
I don't know what you're looking at, but the audio might not play that. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Yeah. I think so.
How long have you been on TikTok?
TikTok, man, I've been, I don't really like, I wouldn't necessarily say I take it seriously, like, but I've been doing it for like 2 years, man, maybe,
You should like do your journey on TikTok.
Well, I started doing that, like the cancer stuff, and I actually did get like a lot of, views and more, and that was cool. But I feel like, I kind of got like shadow banned eventually. Like it stopped getting, love
Because I see people doing that all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see nothing with a lot of views.
You gotta go to the artist analytics and shit like that. You gotta be on my phone to see that.
I know that.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But, is that like one of the biggest songs you got, or?
I got a song on there right now, Darkness. I did that with my boy Scott. It got like 20-some thousand views.
There's one at 5,000.
I don't know.
Fucking with you?
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's saying something.
it is, but it's not. That's probably not the best body of work I got out there.
Is your song on YouTube?
I got plenty of music.
Not the one that you were talking
On
about.
Spotify, yeah, it's all there.
What's the name of it?
The one with the most views right now on the TikTok is the Under the Radar, but Darkness got plenty of views on Spotify. Yeah, you can run the Darkness shit. That's me and my boy Toxin. I just do like a lot of featured music too. Like I'll just do a feature with him and shit like that. Trev the Truth.
Yeah, that's all I can.
There's another kid that kind of dropped the name eventually, and he like puts out real professional videos and shit. So he kind of took the subscribe to Spotify.
Trev learned the truth.
Space?
No space is none.
Oh, okay. So when you found what made you realize that you know how to make music, like that you wanted to make music, that you were good at making music?
So like this is my like legitimate artist page with the 10 subscribers. Kind of doesn't get no love, but the one I've been working on for years got the 264, and Yeah.
I know that your boy passing away made you start to want to do music.
Like I just dropped that little mixtape. Like it's shit I put on TikTok.
Yeah, there really ain't shit wrong, just puffing on some strong out the bone from dusk till dawn. Been kicking shit with that immense Steve J from News Life and Beyond. One of the dopest podcasts out. Do this shit for the love of people and the music, not for the clout. Just sit back and listen to some realism, good folks and good conversations, and just some overall crazy ass situations like Trev the Truth.